I can't help but feel that this type of work just appeals to the need of the lifter to stand out, to look different, to feel exceptional, despite not really being so. I routinely find myself engaging in self-reflection, where I'm teetering between my rigid views on best principles and my desire to enforce them, and the realization that I might just be the guy sticking my finger in everybody's snack pack. That's never more evident than when I'm watching popular lifting channels where the feature of the day is some mode of lifting that I think is trendy, overhyped clickbait at best, and a counterproductive or outright dangerous influence to its viewers at worst. Take Juji, Boogs, and Sat. 3 guys who are as popular as they are jacked, obvious veterans to the barbell, and who likely have a ton of experience-driven wisdom to pass on to their viewers. But then they do this.
We're doing Strongman Candyland, baby.
And this. And this.
Hold it for a second. All right, now let go of it.
I was extra critical when the 3 of them teamed up for a sick collab, only to have Joey Sat tear his bicep doing a max preacher curl, which forced him to drop out of Worlds and eventually led him to moving away from strongman altogether.
Yes, come on!
But here's the thing. As pointed out by many others, the joy they bring to lifting, the enthusiasm that surrounds their brand, does have value. Now, this is certainly a type of low-calorie content driven by the same type of what would happen if curiosity that compels Mr. Beast to fill a swimming pool with Orbeez. And it leads to the jackass-type stunts that made popular, well, Jackass. It's choosing to watch Saturday morning cartoons over reading the book for your next report that's due on Monday. It's watching Vanilla Ice do home renovations or watching My 600-Pound Life. Both of those things are tangentially related to your goals, but neither of them are going to help you get closer to them. The thing is, I love Jackass. My eyeballs have absorbed as many video clips of shopping cart jousting and Irving Zisman bits as anybody. I even mimic some of the stunts in my youth. If any of you parents need to get your kids away from a computer screen, get a block of ice and take them to a hilly park. You're welcome. Sure, we can argue that our culture is more saturated with low-value escapist entertainment than not, but it still does have a role to play, especially when, in the case of these creators, it can get people enthusiastic about something as essential as lifting weights. So when did I turn into the miserable guy that mutters "fucking kids" these days every time I see an odd barbell lift? After all, I was the guy defending CrossFit to the hordes of my fellow powerlifting and strongman fanatics who thought that the fuckery that came out of CrossFit HQ was somehow more sinister than our own. Take AtlasPowerShrugged. He does odd lifts in what looks like the parking lot of an apartment complex, always shirtless and in jeans. Barbell Apparel jeans, of course. On the topic of Barbell Apparel, the exclusive clothing sponsor of this channel, they currently have a surplus of inventory they need to unburden themselves of, and that means savings for you. It's selling out faster than fried Oreos at the county fair, so don't miss out on 40% off of all surplus sale items. Now is the time to try the best training gear on the market. There's a reason it's the only thing I wear, and why AtlasPowerShrugged uses them to do his freakish feats. Their jeans are more comfortable to train in than most shorts. I could be squatting in the middle of a Texas summer rainstorm wearing jeans and a dress shirt, but if it's barbell apparel, I'm cool as a cucumber. So go to barbellapparel.com/Bromley for another 10% off. Enough shilling, back to the show. AtlasPowerShrugged also writes really thoughtful bits on his training views, which range from inspirational to thought-provoking. And he's damn strong. Here he is doing a one-arm Zercher clean, an apparent tribute to man-giant Tom Haviland with 265 pounds. This lift makes me cringe. It makes me say, why? There's no obvious physical benefit other than showing people what weird shit you can do with your strength, and there's very real risk that is far beyond that of traditional strength training movements. The math of risk to reward seems pretty damn obvious here. I can't help but feel that this type of work just appeals to the need of the lifter to stand out, to look different, to feel exceptional, despite not really being so. My experience is also that odd lifting culture attracts proportionately more non-serious lifters, those motivated by less noble intentions, like the need to stand out, over the need to actually get strong. These are lifters who overwhelmingly won't be around in 5 years. Chasing odd lifts over chasing the fundamentals feels to me like learning how to throw your chi instead of learning how to throw a punch. The defense usually looks something like this. I like to do hard things. I like to push the envelope. I like to see what my body can handle. Don't get me wrong, I am firmly on the anti-fragile train, but I'm not sure that this is always that. Anti-fragile refers to things that do not simply resist stress, but actually grow and get stronger from it. The implication of the term is that there is a net positive from the pressure being applied, so that what doesn't kill you actually does make you stronger. Most of what you see in the world of odd lifts isn't that. A lot of the hard things being done are about as developmentally effective as Steve-O kissing a cobra. It's on the list of character building activities as running with the bulls or engaging in a drunken game of pin finger. For every Atlas Power Shrugged, for every strong, thoughtful, progress-driven character dedicating himself to improvement, there is the random, manic, attention-seeking fuckery of a Tim Sowards or a Mikey Maybeam. If you know, you know. Let's practice some good faith here and step aside from that extreme. I want to look at some of the real possible developmental benefits of odd lifting. For example, Atlas PowerShrug preaches movements with an extremely rounded lumbar spine as a means of improving durability in the low back, and maintains that back injuries are likely a byproduct of people avoiding this position rather than working into them. Look at this Zercher deficit deadlift. You gotta respect the mobility just to get the elbows to the bar. Most days I have a hard time getting my hands to the bar. Look at my buddy Dr. Andrew Mock, who at 6'3" and fucking peeled is one of the tallest 105 kilogram strongmen competing in the sport today. Andrew bypasses the disadvantages of his lanky frame while deadlifting by letting his spine bow like a rubber fishing pole. I was going to say like a double-sided dildo, but I decided to keep it classy. I actually tried for some time to clean up Andrew's pulling technique and to mold it to how I thought it should look. Results were not great. It looked more awkward to him and performance greatly suffered. In addition to that, Dr. Mock has had his share of problem areas, but his lower back has never been one of them. According to him, he's never had so much as a back tweak. As someone who has had a dozen low back injuries from trying to support challenging loads in a rounded position, injuries which sidelined my competitive career for over a decade, I look at this approach with a heap of skepticism. No doubt their backs are strong to support these activities, but I can't help but wonder whether they are the exceptions or the rule. If a million athletes committed to a brand new Zercher deadlift federation, or to regularly maxing on the Jefferson curl, and if they used monkey fuckers as a staple accessory exercise, would we see in this population the realization of true spine strength potential that the rest of us have been missing? Or would injury rates increase fivefold? Part of me thinks that it might just be an outright wash and that I really am just a grouchy, malcontented pot calling the kettle black. Maybe it is just pick your poison, because every mode of training, every exercise is going to grow and develop you in the same proportion that it's going to deteriorate you. I'm sure individual differences in durability is responsible for how safe any given movement is for which lifters at which moment in their lifting career. I'm also sure that, like the proprietary blend in your favorite muscle tech supplement, that the ratio of durable to fragile lifters is unknown and won't be known anytime soon. Like the hopscotch game in Squid Game, the perfect maneuver that avoids hitting the untempered glass and falling to your death won't be known to you until you make the jump. We already know that terms like best, safe, and optimal are usually empty terms when it comes to making training recommendations. The fact is there is risk in everything we do, and whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze, it's gonna come down to a subjective calculation on behalf of the lifter. I can give my 2 cents on what I think that calculation is for determining physical growth and increasing performance. But when it comes to weighing enjoyment in the pursuit of conquering hard things against the potential risk, I got nothing to offer. Atlas PowerShrug fucking loves what he does. His joy in his daily parking lot antics bleeds through every clip he films, every post he writes, every nonsense toe curling PR that he hits. If Juji Mufu doing backflips in between sets of bazooka lifts inspires awe, excitement, and wonder in the rest of the world, I'm having an increasingly difficult time using my chronic cynicism to argue against it. And if it potentially encourages a hesitant couch potato to put on some jeans, take off their shirt, and go lift in the parking lot, then all the better. So those are my shower thoughts on odd lifting. I plan on doing a tier list ranking of odd lifts. I'm not sure what I'm going to rank, whether it's developmental benefit or likelihood of snapping you up, or how silly I think it looks. I don't know. Leave your recommendations in the comments. Better yet, take it to Patreon, where I upload my training daily with commentary so you can see how I put these principles into action in real time. Also, guys, don't forget the Kong ebook is out. This is a fun kind of off-season hypertrophy program. It utilizes things I do in my training when I'm clearing out from really specific modes of contest prep, usually when I'm getting ready for like worlds or nationals, and I get just like tired of heavy strength stuff. I want to make training fun again. I incorporate variety, do really high crazy reps with a lot of different movements. So I think it's a good time. I think a lot of you can benefit. Even if not, it's 115 pages. A good 70 or 80 of that is commentary on the state of lifting and discussion about training principles I think are valuable. So I definitely think everybody has something to get out of it. But go ahead and check that out below, or you can get it for free just by signing up on Patreon. Sure, you can spend the $5 to sign up, download all my ebooks, and then cancel the membership. There's no way I have of preventing you from doing that. But hopefully you see that the content I put up on a weekly basis is worth the $1.25 a week, and you stick around for a while. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Until next time, this is Bromley. I'll see you.